What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited today because I had time to go to Starbucks. You don't even understand. Y'all don't even understand. I know there are so many people that are like, Starbucks, but I love Starbucks. Like, if they would sponsor me, it would probably just be everything that I needed it to be. And I think what I like about Starbucks the most is that when I go, they know I have questions. So they just allow me to ask my questions and they make my drink. Even if it's a drink that's not really a Starbucks drink and they just kind of like are like, all right, we'll just throw this stuff in there that she asked for. They do it and I appreciate that. So kudos to them. Kudos to the one that's over by my house. Let's see. I said, sorry guys. So what we are going to discuss today, I forgot to pull up my random word generator. And normally I already have that up, but I have my Starbucks menu up because I was trying to figure out what drink I was gonna get. I'm working my way through the refreshers and the add-ons. It doesn't make sense when you say it like that, but it makes sense. So I got my Mister going. It is season switching here. So we're switching from winter to spring, summer. So that's fun. It gets super, super dry here. So even today, I got my hair redone today. So I'm in full spa mode. I got my hair redone. Shout out to my girl, Brianna. She always hooks me up. And we just literally laugh the entire time. And I just talk the entire time. And she allows me to do that. So I need that girl time because I don't have a lot of that. So yeah, I need that. But anyway, yeah. So let's get this word pulled up. Okay, let's see what we got. Generate. Oh man. Okay, can y'all see that? And we're tilting and we're focusing and we're set. Threat. Gosh, threat. Threat. That's hard. If I had to say anything about the word threat, I think that that is one thing that I feel like bothers me the most about being a Black woman, that we are always perceived as threatening or angry. We're not allowed to have adjectives that don't somehow always exude strength. Not to say that there's anything wrong with being strong, because I do consider myself a strong woman. But I feel like a lot of times when you're considered strong, you're not allowed to have moments of weakness or need a moment to reset. And so, you know, I've had on numerous occasions where I will be upset about something and I discuss something, and I am a passionate person. I am passionate about what I care about. I am passionate about points that I'm making. I am passionate about things that, you know, I feel like affect me, affect the world around me, affect my loved ones. And so I will never forget, I was upset about something, and this was in high school. And there's one particular person that everybody kind of always targeted as being mean or not kind in their actions sometimes. And this moment is probably one that stands out the most to me because it made me realize again that I would never be viewed the same as my classmates. Take that as you'll take it. And I love my classmates. I love my classmates, but in that moment, that day, there were just a couple people that made me remember that I was different than them. So this person said something inappropriate. I stood up for the person that they were talking about, and this person got upset. And I'm in that moment, you know, there's three sides to every story. So in that moment, for me, on my end, I didn't feel like I was being mean. I felt like I was righting a wrong. And I didn't speak up a lot because I was that person that was friends with everybody. So I didn't want anyone to ever be offended by what I was saying. So in that moment where I was discussing this, I went directly to the person while everybody else was talking about that person behind their back, and I was like, hey, what you did, that was not cool. You cannot do that again. And they got really upset and started crying. which made me feel horrible because in that moment I wasn't wanting them to cry. I wanted them to correct what they did. And that's not what happened at all. In that moment that they started crying, several people kind of jumped to their aid, and I was immediately attacked. I say attacked, that's probably a strong word, but everybody was coming at me, okay? You shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have said that. It was like in that moment they completely forgot about the other person that was also affected by their actions. And I'm like, how am I wrong for saying something, for standing up for someone else when what I felt like was the majority felt the same way that I did? They were like, hey, that's not cool, why are you doing that, blah, blah, blah. But then when I say something, it's an issue. And I don't feel like I was harsh. Clearly the other person did, or the other person was upset about the fact that I was like, everybody else feels the same way too. Maybe that's what they were upset about in that moment. And you know, it's been 20 years, so maybe I should ask, but you know, it's just one of those moments where it was life defining for me. And I'll never forget it. They were just like, oh my God, you know, everybody's not as strong as you. And I'm like, what? And I will never forget they used the word, you can't be threatening when you speak to someone. And I'm like, I'm in a whirlwind. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I was so mad. So. Oh my God, y'all. I can't even explain the anger that surged through me. And because I have a mother and a father who have always taught me perception versus reality as far as our race is concerned, I knew that in that moment there was nothing I could do to get that back, to rectify that situation in that moment. So I let it be. And that is something that I regret, like in this now reflecting on it. I wish that I had said something. I wish that I knew what to say. I was young, so in that moment I probably wouldn't have said anything just super eloquent that it would have made them understand how they made me feel in that moment. But it was awful. I felt awful. And I'm like, you know, I didn't say I'm gonna smack anybody. I didn't say meet me outside. I didn't say anything like that. I literally was just like, what you did was horrible. And because I called out what no one else would, I was treated like I pimp slapped this person across the room. Like I said, it's not something that's big enough for me to hold on to now. And the girl in that photo, she was a person that just wanted to be accepted like anybody else. I was a kid, and a kid in a world that was not set up for me. And I always thought my child will never have to go through this stuff. And then 2020 hits, and I'm raising a kid, and I look up and I see some of the ugliest, most devastating facts that have occurred to my people. And it's just like, when will there be change? When will there be change, you know? And it's not even feeling like, oh, we deserve that. It's a basic human right. It's a basic human right to be able to walk through life without being perceived as threatening or violent, that everyone is not afforded. Watching the news over the week and seeing the rise in violence toward Asians, Asian Americans, it's awful. It's awful, you know. And I actually saw someone that posted, you know, why should we care about what happens to them? They don't care about what happens to us. And it's like, why can't we just care because we're human? Why can't we just all want peace? You know, let's put our focus towards things that need focusing. People that are creating the dynamic that everyone is not allowed to just live their life in harmony. Why does that have to be the definition, you know, to basically just have the human emotion of empathy? Why are we not allowed to do that? Why are we not allowed to want better, to want more, to push people to be better? You know, it's not always enough to push for self. That's why we have higher learning institutions. If you put a book in front of a kid and say, read this and you're going to be smart, if it's left up to just them, they may not do it. But if you enroll them in a course, they might do it because there's someone holding them accountable. If there's a person that struggles with emotional maturity and they need to talk to a therapist or a licensed counselor, that's healthy for them because it allows them the ability to be held accountable so that they're able to get better and do better and be better and live their life in peace and harmony. Holding someone accountable or being held accountable doesn't have to be a negative. It's something that we all need because it just puts you in check. It's like, hey girl, you're getting off course. I don't always want to record. Y'all don't understand how much it takes for me to come in here. And I actually was just talking to my girl, Brianna, about that. You know, this is Charles's thing. Being in front of the camera, that's his thing. And he's phenomenal at it. This is a push for me. So if I have a moment where I notice C is online or C is streaming, Daniel is quiet, the dog is fed and has been walked, and I have a minute to step away and record, I have to do it. And I was about to sit down and start editing a project. I've got 2 projects that are due tomorrow and a graphic that I need to get done, that I need to start on. And I was like, you know what? I've got 20 minutes. And I do. The reality is that I do. I have 20 minutes to step to the side and get this done. But I need that accountability. I need that push. I need the people that watch this channel to be like, hey girl, what's going on? You supposed to post on Saturday, you didn't post on Saturday. You supposed to post on Monday, you didn't post on Monday. What's up? And when I look at those timelines and I'm like, oh man, I'm off. I gotta get in here. I gotta do this. I gotta be consistent. You know, that's the reminder. That's what I need. And that's what I mean about accountability. You know, if you feel like you need that, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And we live in a time now where people are so afraid to ask for help because they don't want anybody in their business, or they're only comfortable sharing all of their business online, which is not healthy. Let me tell you something. A tweet and a Facebook post, that is not therapy, okay? It's good to get those thoughts out, but you could do better with some healthy journaling. You could do better talking to someone. You could do better listening to self-help podcasts than you can posting everything on your social media and expecting the answer of life, because it's not going to happen. What you're going to get is a link to some essential oils, or someone hitting you in your inbox that you haven't heard from in forever, asking you if, you know, you want to join a pyramid scheme, or if you are interested in buying some Girl Scout cookies from their kid, or like me, my son was selling popcorn, I just post the link and move on. I wasn't pushing it because I know what that's like for someone to ask you something and you're like, man, I just got on here to see my sister's pictures from her wedding. That's the only reason I logged on today. So the word of the day is threat. The point is to not always assume that just because a person is upset or passionate that they are threatening. Use your adjectives to define you and you only, okay? Let these people grow into who they are before you push them into an area that they didn't even want to be a part of. Allow people to be who the heck they are, because at the end of the day, we are all assigned to be our own person, and nobody else can be you but you, boo. That is going to do it for today. I am so glad you guys decided to join me, and I'm so glad that I got my little drink. I'm going to go finish it and get started on my work. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified when I post again. And don't forget to subscribe. Share it with a friend. Share it with a coworker. Just put me out there. That's all I'm asking. Share. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we will see you on Monday for another video. Bye.